Hello everyone, it's Lurgs here. Welcome to my channel, and today the dashboard lights overview on the Citroen Berlingo. This is the Citroen Berlingo model that we're going to be looking at today, so let's just climb into the driver's seat. And before we get started, there's a link above now about the fuse box locations and how to check the fuses on your Citroen Berlingo. And this is the dashboard here, so with the magic of video, let's get all the warning lights up. And let's start running through them. Right. This is the low fuel level warning lamp. This lights up when your fuel level is getting dangerously low. Make sure you fill up with fuel as soon as possible. If you've got a diesel engined car, make sure this never comes on because you will start picking up all sorts of dirt and sludge from the bottom of your fuel tank, and that won't do your engine any good at all. This means that the ESP, the electronic stability program or traction control, is active. If this flashes on and off when you're driving, it means the wheels are trying to get some grip. This isn't anything to be concerned about, but if this stays permanently lit, then there's obviously a malfunction with the wheel speed sensors. You need to get that checked out at your local garage. Your driver's seatbelt is not fastened. Tut tut, clunk click. This is the passenger's airbag deactivation warning lamp. So this means that you have deactivated the passenger airbag. Maybe you're travelling with a small child. If that remains permanently lit, you need to get that checked out at your local garage. This is the airbag warning light. This should come on when you switch the ignition on and then go off. If it remains on, you need to get that checked out at your local Citroen dealer. Your front fog lights are on. Your rear fog lights are on. Before we go to the next warning light, there's a link above now about the battery location and how to check the battery on your Citroen Berlingo. This is the ABS warning lamp, the anti-lock braking system. If this warning lamp remains permanently on, it indicates that you've got a malfunction with your ABS system. The vehicle will still brake as normal, but the ABS won't be active. You need to get that checked out at your local garage. This is the diesel engine preheater warning lamp. Wait until the warning lamp goes out before starting the engine. If the temperature is high enough on the engine, the warning lamp only comes on for less than a second and you can start the engine without waiting. If you're in very cold temperatures, this preheater lamp will come on for probably 3 to 5 seconds. Make sure you wait until it goes out before you start your diesel engine. These are the left and right indicators. If they're both flashing at the same time, it means you've put your hazard lights on. This spanner icon means your Citroen Berlingo is due a service. This is the engine diagnosis warning lamp. This should come on each time the ignition is switched on. If this comes on when the engine is actually running, this indicates you've got an incorrect operation of the injection, ignition or the emission control system. There's also a risk of damage to the catalytic converter on your petrol engine. Contact your local garage as soon as possible. Your main beam headlights are on. Only use these in very dark conditions and when there are no other vehicles coming towards you, because you will blind them. Your dipped beam headlights are on. Now this light here could mean a number of things. That the handbrake is applied or is not fully released, or you've got an excessive drop in brake fluid level even when the handbrake is released, or you may have a fault in your electronic brake force distribution system, which could be linked to your ABS warning lamp. You must stop immediately and consult your local garage or a Citroen dealer. Basically, you've got a fault with your braking system. There is a link above now about how to open the bonnet or the hood on your Citroen Berlingo. The battery charge warning lamp. This should go out after the ignition is switched on after a few seconds. This indicates a fault with one of the following. You've got a faulty operation of the charging circuit, so your battery is not charging properly. You've got a slack battery, or they've got corrosion on your terminals, or you could have a slack or a broken alternator belt, or you could have an alternator failure. Contact your local garage as soon as possible. There is a link above now about the OBD2 port location on your Citroen Berlingo. This is the engine oil pressure and temperature warning lamp, which is also linked to the central stop warning lamp. You must stop immediately if this light remains lit. This indicates one of the following: insufficient oil pressure, a lack of oil in the lubrication circuit of the engine, you need to top up the oil levels, oil temperature has got way too high, you really need to pull over and let your engine cool down. Get that checked out at your local garage. This is the coolant temperature and low coolant level warning lamp, which is also linked to the central stop warning lamp. You must stop immediately if this light comes on. You must wait at least 15 minutes for the engine to cool down before checking any of the coolant levels. This is because it will be extremely hot, and also the cooling circuit is pressurized and you don't want a face full of steam. After waiting 15 minutes, slowly undo the cap to allow the pressure to drop and then top up the coolant level. If after topping up and you drive again and this comes back on, you may have a leak on your system. Get that checked out at your local garage. This is the engine coolant temperature. If this gets anywhere near the red, you need to pull over and switch off the engine immediately and let it cool down. If you overheat the engine, you will damage the head gaskets and then it is game over. If this warning stop light comes on or flashes and remains on the dashboard, you must stop the engine immediately. This is linked to the engine oil pressure, the coolant temperature, low coolant level, handbrake, brake fluid level and brake distribution fault warning lamps. So if this comes on, you must stop. Get that checked out at your local garage. There is a link above now about how to set the clock on your Citroen Berlingo. And after all that hard work, it's time for a lovely cup of tea. If you found that video useful, please subscribe by pressing this button down here. I really do appreciate you visiting my channel, guys and girls. If you'd like to select any other videos around here, that would be really cool. And be sure to hit that bell notification tab.